Okay, I work at Johnson County Middle School, and I work with an awesome team. I've been working with Carolyn Slone for 10 years now, so we have been together in a team. Miss Cottle is our social studies teacher, and so this year I took on a dual role. I'm doing technology half the day, and I go out to the elementary schools and I work with middle school teachers. And the other half of the day I do my regular language arts. And so everything I do, I push on them, and I kind of say you have to do it, and they've embraced me and they do it. And our principal's been supportive of that. And so I went to Miss Slone, and she is in her early 50s, and she's not a tech savvy person, but I presented her with this idea. And so when I showed it to her, she embraced it and she ran with it. And so what I had done some research over the summer, and I found Brain Space magazine. And it's a magazine that's based out of Canada. And the research showed that it is the only magazine of its kind in North America. And the way the magazine works, and you can see some pictures here, it's just a regular paper magazine. But if you download a Blippar app, and there's other apps that you can use as well, it's Blippar. When you use that app and you scan the book and you look at images, it comes to life in 3D. So it will come to life, and then there are certain images that will link you to videos, informational videos. And so my thinking is, and I always push language arts, and I say you can't do math and you can't do science and you can't do social studies if you can't read. And so my big thing is, how do we get those non-readers active? How can we make them active readers in the content areas? And we all know that's important for ACT and tests, and when they go to college, they're going to have to write reports and read their material. So my thing is, how can we get them on board and active readers? And I was really excited when I found this magazine, and I went to her and I said, Miss Slone, you've got to use this, because she loves to do reading articles as well. So her grant is for 2 iPads to use as supplementary material in her classroom. We have a lot of students in Johnson County that have their own devices, so we wanted some devices available for those who did not have their own. But her plan is to get those iPads, and she is going to put the Blippar app on the iPads. And she has purchased, with her grant, a classroom set of the Brain Space magazine. So each student in the class will have a copy of the magazine. And that was the extent of her grant money. But then we worked with our librarian, and she was able to get us a subscription to the magazine, and it comes out 4 times a year. So she's going to look at this to see how students' perceptions of models, I believe is what she told me, it's in the new science standards, how their perceptions of models change by being interactive with that text. And so how she's doing a pre-test where she looks at their understanding of models in scientific practice on paper, and then she's going to do a post-test after they're able to see those models come to life, to see their difference. And so through this process, we're hoping that they engage in reading and we can attract those non-readers. That was the big thing that we wanted to do. And of course, for anybody, like, I love to read, but even for me, I thought it was awesome when you scan that and then I've got a dinosaur that pops up and comes to life, or it takes me to a video and I see science in action. So I thought that was really neat. Am I leaving anything out, can you think?
I think this is just an easy way for technology integration for people who are not really comfortable with using a lot of technology. Like you said, Miss Slone is, we love her, but she's not that tech savvy. And so for it to be something so easy as scanning this app and seeing all these things come to life, to integrate technology with the new science standards, I think it's just as easy as that. Scanning, and there it is.
Yeah. In the Blippar app, you can see here, it's this little, that's the icon, I guess you could say. Originally, it's called Augmented Reality. And the original, my understanding is the original design for that came from marketing for products. And so if you go to Walmart and you go down the cereal aisle, you'll notice there are cereal boxes with that little orange bee on it. And if you scan that, then something's going to pop up. I'm not sure exactly the different, whatever they use for advertising. It may be a video, it may be something 3D, but it's mainly used for advertising. And so that company in Canada took that information and ran with it, and they created the Brain Space magazine. So that's my original understanding of how it came about. And I think I covered all the information that she would have, but I've worked closely with her, so if you have any questions, I can probably answer those. Yeah.
I've always got questions, I'm sorry, but thinking about the Ms. Slone, you mentioned that she's not tech savvy, and I'm just curious, kind of related to the project itself, but because it's a magazine that is something that we're familiar with, and blending that with technology, do you think that's helping make that transition for her easier?
I think that was key because when I first went to her and I said, I want you to do this grant with technology, she kind of looked at me like, now, Rachel. And I said, but wait a minute. And my principal can attest to that. And she said, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. I said, because she loves to do articles for me. And back when we did portfolios, she was my go-to person. We would always team teach and she would help me write papers. And so she's real language arts based as well, even though she is science. And so she was awesome about that. And so I said, hey, you can just read this magazine and I'll help you with the technology part. I'll help you get that app on there. And I said, the kids already know how to put apps on their phones, so you don't have to worry about that aspect. But I said, you're going to love it. And so then I brought in my phone one day and we pulled it up on Amazon. And I think it was the picture, this one with the dinosaur. And so we scanned that cover. Even on the computer, they have sample pages on their website that you can actually scan. And then immediately that dinosaur came to life. And so we started looking at the samples and she said, wait a minute, they've got plate tectonics. That's something I do. Let's see what happens there. And so I think that science background got her interested. And when I was able to show her how to use that, then she was on board instantly. Any other questions?